Hey, what's going on, 200K fam? Coming at you from the Kentucky deployment and excited about the topic we're talking about tonight. I think it's the most important topic for any person who's trying to put their lives on a changing course. And if we're all honest, that's why we're looking at this career to begin with. We want to put our lives on a changing course. But you know what? You don't have to be an adjuster for this to work. If adjusting doesn't work out for you, if you will practice and utilize this thing that we're getting ready to talk about, you will have second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances in life to find what you love, to do what you love, and to make yourself a success. So with that said, go ahead and like and subscribe below before we get started. Also, if this video lives up to the hype that I'm giving it right now, please share it. This is information that transcends industries. It transcends industries, and it's something that we should be teaching in our schools. We're not teaching it in our schools. It's something that, once you actually start utilizing it, you're going to wish you had done it earlier, right? So like and subscribe, and we're going to jump in here. I actually wrote down some notes. I had to shoot this video a couple times just because I want to get it right and give you guys a real clear understanding of how to do this thing called networking. And this is probably going to be a 2 or 3 part series. Today we're going to be talking about mindset. Networking starts in the mind, and you got to get your mindset right in order for networking to work for you. So like and subscribe below, and we're going to jump in and get started here. So the first point or question I have on here is, why is networking important? Why is networking important? And I know the standard answer is, well, if you have a big network, you have more opportunities. And that's true, but that's a shallow answer. It's true, but it's a shallow answer. So I'm going to say this, quote this prayer for you. I believe it's a Jewish prayer. And the first time I heard this, I thought, man, this is fascinating words. The prayer goes, "Blessed is the Lord God, King of the universe, who has given us," mark that word, given us, "our own set of needs." Now think about that for a second. Blessed is the Lord God. Blessings means to make happy, right? So we're showing gratitude, and we want our gratitude to make God happy. That's what blessings mean, right? So blessed is the Lord God who has given us. This is a gift that he's given us. Needs. Think about that. How are needs a gift to us? Needs are inconvenient. Needs stress us out. There's a reason why you guys are watching this channel, because you have needs, right? And they're stressing you out, and you want to figure out a way to meet those needs. And money is a big way to meet those needs. So how in the world should we be thankful for our needs? And the answer to that is something you have to kind of read between the lines. The answer to that is the way that we get our needs met are through people. People meet our needs. People give us the jobs we need. People hire us if we have a business. People go out and plow the ground. They harvest their crops. They sell it in the market. People do that so we can eat. We don't have to go out and do that. People provide that to us. People provide, if we're not in construction, people put the roofs over our head. They build the truck that I didn't build this truck. People did this. So the answer to the question, blessed is the Lord God who's given us all our own set of needs. People are who meet our needs. That means that God did this. And again, I'm not going to get too spiritual with this, but I'm a spiritual person. And so this is important to me, and I've utilized these beliefs through every area of my life, not just Sunday morning at church, right? So God knew that if we didn't have needs, how many of us would go live in the woods somewhere? How many times you look on Facebook and you see these things, hey, would you live on this remote island in the middle of nowhere for a year with nothing but food? A lot of us would say, hey, yeah, let's sign me up. People stress me out. I don't want to be around people, right? Jim Carrey had a quote that came out, said, hey, let's be clear. The Grinch doesn't hate Christmas. The Grinch hates people. Right? The Grinch hates people, and that's fair. That's what he said. It's true. Man, people stress me out as well. And I think God knew that, and so God gives us needs to force us to work together and for each other. We get our needs met through people, but we meet the needs of other people. In adjusting, you are meeting an insured's need, right? You are meeting someone who had a disaster happen in their life. You are meeting their need. So blessed is the Lord God who's given us our own set of needs, because it forces us to work together, okay? Next point. And again, we're talking about the mindset of networking. If you believe that we need people, people meet our needs, and we meet people's needs, that's a mindset that's going to help you out with networking. The second part here, okay, says we do not network for ourselves. We network for others. You don't network for yourself. You network for others. Networking should be a mutual, beneficial relationship. Okay? Now, I've been guilty of this, and we'll see how many of you have been guilty of this. How many of you guys met someone and you just hope that they have an opportunity for you and they don't even know you? You met them 2 days ago, 3 days ago. You met them at the adjusters class we talked about, right? And you're just hoping that they stick their neck out for you so you can get an opportunity, right? People come to me all the time. Hey, can you refer a job to me? I don't know you. I have a reputation that I too have to protect, right? How in the world can I stick my neck out for you if you haven't done anything to help me to get to know you? I have to know you to refer you, okay? And a lot of times we want this, okay, you got my number. Okay, you know I'm looking for a job. Why aren't you giving me this opportunity? I know you have this opportunity. And it's because we're doing networking for ourselves, and it's not something that's beneficial, right? So networking is a beneficial relationship. Now, there are going to be people who can help you more than you can help them, okay? That's just a fact of life. There are people that I can help more than can help me, and there's people that can help me more than I can help them. The goal is your mindset. You should have a mindset with your network that I am going to take care of my network the best of my ability, no matter what. It may not be as good as they can take care of me. But you know what? If I hear that something tragic happened in their life, I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to say, hey, I heard about this, and I just want to say that our hearts are with you, our prayers are with you. We hope that, we hope that you guys get through this. If something exciting happens in their life and you hear about it, you should be calling them up. Hey, you know what? I heard about this. Just want to say I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you. Those kind of things build roots. Those things build relationships. Don't think about networking. Think about it as relationship and friendship. There's the word friendship comes from the same root word that the word obligations come from. Now think about that. Friendship comes from the same root word that obligations come from. So literally, a friendship is where two people are obligated to each other. Now, we don't like the term obligations, right? We think friendships is there's no obligations. Well, that's not true. Friendships is an obligated relationship between two people. And what happens is we want people to feel obligated to us without us having to feel obligated to them. It's a selfish way to do relationships. So the first thing we got to realize is that networking is something we do for people, not just for ourselves. I want to talk to you about the Dunbar number real quick, because this is also important. The Dunbar number represents how many relationships the human brain can handle at one time. This was a study that was done. And according to the Dunbar study, your mind can handle 150 relationships at a time. It's limited. So what you need to think about now, if networking is something that we're obligating ourselves to other people and other people are obligating themselves to me, what relationships are not true friendships in your life right now? Because you might have to start creating room for new relationships if you want this to work for you, right? So 150 people. I'm going to challenge you guys. This is step 2 here. One is, if you're writing this down, number 1, networking is what we do for each other, not what we do for ourselves. We need to be in that relationship, willing to serve that other person. Gary Vee has a great mentality. He says, when I meet somebody, I want to own 51% of that relationship. I want to own 51%. I want to give just a little bit more than the other person. The reason why you can't always give way more than the other people, you'll burn yourself out. But he said, I always want to give a little bit more than that other person. Okay? Number 2, know who you know. You guys, I have 800, 900, I don't know, a bunch of people on Facebook. I guarantee you I do not know every one of those people. I may be connected to them on social media per se, but I'm not connected to them where it counts. You need to know who you know. So what I did a couple years ago when I was going through, and I'll have to tell this story later, but when I was going through one of the hardest times in my life, I literally wrote out every single person I knew that I felt was a true friend. I came with like 78 people. Now I have like 900 people on Facebook. I may have more than that now. I don't know. But I came out with 78 people that I thought were real friends. And when I was in the hardest point in my life, I wrote that list out. And you know what I did? On a selflessly, I just started asking those people out for coffee. Every week I had a goal. I was going to ask one person out for coffee for no other reason than to get to know them better. In a matter of a month or 2, I actually started a business off of that one practice. Just inviting one person out to coffee for no other reason to get to know them better. You have to know who you know. Number 3, you need to rank the people you know now. This is not about meeting other people. We'll talk about that. But you guys have a network now that you're not utilizing. You think that you have to go find somebody else when the reality is you have a gold mine sitting at home. But you don't know it because you're not thinking about it. Rank the most influential people you know. Influential people know influential people. These are the first people you need to start asking out for a cup of coffee. Again, not to be selfish, but literally to get to know them better. And what that's going to happen is they want to get to know you better. And now when they get to know you, they're willing to refer you if they know of an opportunity that comes up. Hope that makes sense to you. And the last thing before we close out for this section is you have to strategize your relationships. And that's kind of what we were talking about there with listing out your relationships. You have to know who you know. You have to rank the most influential people that you know. And then you have to strategize those relationships. How are you going to get that relationship to blossom? Is it a cup of coffee? Is it texting them once every week? Is it making a phone call? Is it just, keeping touch with every time that, something that they celebrate on Facebook? It shouldn't be a Facebook post. How dumb is that? Everybody else is doing Facebook posts. Someone is celebrating something, you're doing a Facebook post, that you're not showing them that you're a friend. You need to be picking up the phone and calling them. You need to be doing the extra stuff to make them, sending them a private text message. That's what you need to be doing. Everybody can do a Facebook post. That doesn't make you special. Sorry, I'm ranting there. But anyways, this is the number 1 step if you want to start networking right. You got to get your brain right. You got to get your mind right. Networking is not something that you do for yourself. It's something you do for other people. You need to know who you know. You need to rank your influencers. And you need to start strategizing your relationships. That is the first step to successful networking. So hopefully, guys, I didn't blow you out too much. I got a little excited there, but I really believe in this stuff. And if this video is helpful for you, please share it and be ready, because in the next couple of days, we'll be sharing parts 2 and 3. So I appreciate you. Have a good night.